All right, guys. Well, we're going to talk about Jim Schwartz's press conference. Not really about the press conference, but, just this defense in general, what we've been seeing this whole entire year, just to give a little review of what's been going on, even to take some points from this Giants game that we just played. This defense has been very up and down. I think the top of the crop to this defense and why anything hasn't worked out. And you know what? I think it really goes to Howie Roseman and how he's built this defense. And like I said, there is a lot of good players on this defense. Now, I don't know if it's the scheme. I don't know if it's maybe just doing a 4-3, a wide 9. I don't know if that has to be changed. Maybe a new defensive coordinator. I don't know. I'm a big fan of Jim Schwartz. I haven't really had too many problems with him. I think the only issues I've really had was, why are we giving receivers like 10 yards of cushion? Obviously, when you give 10 yards of cushion from all these cornerbacks, you want to keep everything in front of you. You'll give them these big chunk yards, and you want to keep everything inside. Besides Darius Slay, I don't think this team could play man-to-man. Robbie Coleman has been nothing this year at all, and the guy can't play outside. Obviously, on those two big chunk plays at the end of the second quarter by Daniel Jones to Golden Tate and Slayton, Avonte Max and Robbie Coleman haven't really had good years at all. I think Avonte has had a better year than Robbie Coleman, but I think it's been very up and down for Avonte Max. I think it's been more down for Robbie Coleman. Cravon LeBlanc gets in there once in a while, and when he's on a roll, he actually plays really well. I think this defense has a lot of bad contracts between Jayvon Hargrave, the sixth highest paid defensive tackle in the league right now, and he just got his second sack, maybe 2.5 sacks. I don't know what it is. I think it's only like 2 sacks, for the year, and it's not good. Jayvon Hargrave has not shown me, line up next to Fletcher Cox, it was going to be unstoppable, and he hasn't really. He's playing like an average defensive tackle. He's playing like really not making a huge difference on this defensive line at all. That's just me. Darius Slay is one of the bright points to this defense. I don't think he's allowed over 55 yards to a receiver yet. Obviously, he gave a big chunk play at the end of the Giants game, but when do you really see that from Darius Slay? He's probably had 2 bad games, maybe the most, and I won't even say it's that bad, unfortunately. So linebacker, we know we have an issue there. TJ Edwards was very up and down in this Giants game, more down. Had a good game against the Cowboys, obviously, with 12 tackles with a strip sack, but it just wasn't enough. This linebacker core has been a huge mess after releasing Nigel Bradham and kind of thinking, the Eagles are going to fix this linebacker core and there's a lot of good things to come. And they didn't really do much. They drafted a linebacker in the 3rd round, Davion Taylor from Colorado. Did not work out. Well, they're not putting him on the field. Sean Bradley, I love from Temple, not on the field. Nate Gary is still out with an injury, I think, at this point, and I really don't want him back in. I feel like we played better with him. I think Alex Singleton and TJ Edwards had shown a lot of promise, being, going into a full-time starter type deal with both of those guys. Jalen Mills has moved from corner to safety a bunch of times this year because of injuries. He's playing horrible at corner, playing okay at safety. I think he takes some bad angles on some tackles. His tackling is not superb as usual. His blitzing is actually not too bad. But, it's his 1 year into safety. I don't know if it's going to be the answer for the future. He's on a 1-year deal this year. I think Rodney Mcleod is probably the second bright spot to this secondary. Has been very good and has been trying to be a leader for this team, replace what Malcolm Jenkins brought to the table. Rodney Mcleod has played really well this year and can't really say anything bad about what he's done so far. I think he's played really good. Defensive line, I mean, I've seen some guys do very well. I've seen some guys disappear. Derek Barnett had a sack first play of the game, and I think that's really one of the biggest plays we had during the game. And kind of disappeared for a while. This defensive line's pressure wasn't. I mean, this is after a bye week. Is it because of the bye week? I knew this team plays slow off of the bye week. This team always plays horrible after the bye week, but we've already been playing horrible as it is right now, so it's kind of just been the same trend as the Eagles have been going in. So what do you do about this defense? I think there's just bad contracts. I think that we don't have the right personnel in the field. And I think part of it is Jim and part of it's not Jim, because there's only so much he could do with the roster that he does have with some of these guys. We got to be drafting corners, linebackers, another defensive lineman. We should be drafting a safety this year. They should draft a lot of defense definitely this year, just because, you know what? There's just a lot of players on here that Howie signed that he thought would have a big year, but has not happened. They call Robbie Coleman. This is a guy that he wanted in 2017 off his rookie contract. Did not get him, and we got him probably too late in his career. But you know what? At this point in time, we've already seen players that left, needed a change of scenery, like Rasul Douglas and Sidney Jones, that have been playing well. Are they playing like first-round pick corners? No, but they're very productive and they're making plays. So I don't know what the case is. Does Jim Schwartz need to be fired? Does maybe Dan Quinn need to come in here next year? New defensive coordinator with a new mind. I like Jim Schwartz. I've never really disliked him. I think he's only working with what he's working with. I don't think we blitz enough. And when we play man-to-man coverage, we can't. Besides Darius Slay, we really can't cover. I can't really depend on Avonte Maddox and Nikel Roby Coleman on that, on the outside. So that's where it kind of turns me a little bit. So I don't really know at this point. I don't. This defense, I think the defense has played better than the offense this year. Obviously, I think our defense definitely has been the upside more than the offense has. Where we get pressure here and there. We at times, Fletcher had a slow year in the beginning. I think only had maybe a tackle and then a sack, and then he disappeared for a while. And then I think he's got 3 sacks, as of right now. But still, they restructured his contract to save some cap space, $5.7 million. I think overall, if Jim does stay here next year, they need to do an overhaul of this defense. They need to start finding some good players at cornerback. We need a veteran linebacker in here. That's definite. Need a veteran linebacker in here next year. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They need someone here. Rodney Mcleod and Jalen Mills are on 1-year deals, so I don't know what they're doing there. I have a feeling that they're going to keep at least one of those guys. If it was me, I'd probably keep Rodney Mcleod out of everybody, because Rodney Mcleod could really glue this defense together. Obviously, it's not the same leadership as Malcolm Jenkins brought here, but I think he's done a really good job this year. But I'm not really on board of firing Jim Schwartz too much. I mean, if he gets let go, then I'm not really going to make a big deal about it. But I'm not really a fan of letting go of Jim Schwartz. I think he's only given what he's given on the field, and that's top of the crop is Howie Roseman. That's the problem that we have right now. I mean, you drafting Jim Schwartz, a linebacker, in the 3rd round. He doesn't even, and then Jim doesn't use him because either he's not playing well or he's not getting enough playing time. So honestly, there's faults on both sides between Jim and Howie Roseman with both of those things. So not really sure what to do here. I mean, if they get rid of Jim Schwartz, I won't even be mad about it. At the end of the year, I think, it is what it is. I think the one thing that really makes me so mad about this defense is we cannot get interceptions. Like, we've gotten pressure in games. I think we got maybe a tip pick. That one through to Alex Singleton by the 49ers, threw it right to him. Not CJ Beathard, the other quarterback, threw it right to him. So I haven't really seen much, interceptions. And, Darius Slay, I think Darius Slay has played great. I don't care if he has picks or not. The guy's covering the best receiver on the field, and that's all that matters. I think if we didn't have Darius Slay, I think we would lose by either more points or, we probably would have hit into some issues, obviously, because a couple times Darius Slay has gotten hurt, and we, got scared a little bit that he would have been out. So Darius Slay has definitely lived up to his big contract that the Eagles did give him, and he deserves it, honestly. Totally deserves it. Top 5 corner in the league. Could still play, and can't wait to see him on the field. I'm always excited to see him on the field every week. So, other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. That's all I want to really talk about. The defense, there's a lot of stuff we need to fix with this defense, and I don't know if the defensive coordinator is one of them, but if they make the decision to do that, really not gonna. I just want Howie Roseman out of the building before any of this happens. Honestly, before changes are made with either side of the ball, I want Howie Roseman to be gone at the end of the day, because he is the head honcho. He is the top of the crop when it comes to making changes and who gets drafted, and this is why this is. And Jim Schwartz can only use what he has right now. Defensive line wise, some guys have disappeared. Not a lot of guys have come back. Josh Sweat disappeared a little bit. Derek Barnett has way disappeared, besides that sack at the beginning of the game. And before that, when is Derek Barnett not living up to his first round pick potential, unfortunately? So a lot of things going on. Jannard Avery is probably going to be off this team. I think he is hurt right now still. He got hurt, I think, a couple still hurt, I think, till this day. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. That's all I want to say, and that's my assessment of this defense. So lack of turnovers and linebackers have just been a huge mess, falling for everything in the backfield. When there's more motion in offenses behind the line of scrimmage, we sense to fall for everything, and we let Daniel Jones hit an easy, run an easy touchdown yesterday, and that cannot happen the other day. So other than that, guys, that's it. I'll see you guys later. Shake Squad up, fly, fly. Peace out, guys. Peace.